Hey everybody, welcome back to Simply Cerisa and Iced Coffee Part 3. Today we are going to have 3 different kicked up iced coffee recipes, hopefully something that's a little bit new to you and definitely protein packed, much healthier than the stuff you're gonna get at the local coffee house. So if you're interested in this, keep watching. Before we get started, I just wanted to welcome you to my channel. If you're new here, consider hitting like and subscribe. That helps my channel out greatly. And anything that I talk about and other links that you might be looking for, look in the description box below. Let's get started. This first recipe is actually my current favorite, and that is because it is packed with protein and it could not be easier. So the first thing you need is a glass. Now my current favorite is just a good old mason jar. I have it filled up with approximately 1/3 to 1/2 full of ice. And then I use these as a lid. They are actually these little accessories from Ball that you put into your canning lid, and it has a really nice straw. You screw it on and you don't spill your drink. So what I do is I take 8 ounces of my cold brewed coffee. Let's see if I can do this without spilling. Pour it in, and it fills it up a good portion of the way. And then I just take 4 ounces of my favorite protein ready to go drink. Now you have several options. This is just one of my current go-tos. It is actually the Premier Protein and it is caramel. It has 30 grams of protein per container and it has 160 calories and only 4 carbs per container. But I only use approximately half of this. So that still gives me 15 grams of protein and only about 80 calories. And I just pour it straight in. I take my iced coffee and then I fill it up with approximately 5 ounces. It's so satisfying to watch. And there you have it. I can do a little stir if I want to. I put my little straw and container lid on there, screw it on, and there is my first iced coffee. Again, this one with this particular 15 grams of protein, 80 calories. You cannot beat that. And because I'm using this one, it is the caramel flavor. This tastes just like an iced caramel coffee. Beautiful. Now, if you're a little bit more into non-dairy or vegetarian-based, plant-based protein drinks, this is one of my newbies that I just found that I actually really enjoy. It does have a little bit more calories and it does have 10 grams of carbs per bottle, but if you break that in half, there's about 12 ounces in here. You can actually get away with 3 iced coffees out of this one because 4 ounces to me is pretty good for an iced coffee. And this one is Ripple and it is salted caramel. Now, one thing I will say about this one, but I personally enjoy it, is the Ripple has a little less sugar in it. I believe it is sweetened, yes, with monk fruit extract or monk fruit, but the flavor is there and you definitely get that hint of salt with the salted caramel, but Ripple also has other flavors. So this would be a great alternative if you're looking for a plant-based protein drink. And again, you can get a minimum of 2, probably 3 helpings out of this per iced coffee. So that would kick you to 3 iced coffees just for one of these. Another thing that I like option is Core Power. Core Power does oftentimes carry a Core Power Light, but it's a little bit harder to find. So I just went with the Core Power and it's actually made by that Fairlife brand. This has 24 grams of protein per bottle and each bottle is 8 ounces. So with the Core Power, you're approximately gonna get 2 iced coffees out of each bottle. Again, this can't be easier. Love it. Current go-to. And I drink this primarily on days when I do my weightlifting workouts and my heavier HIIT workouts, maybe something that's an hour long, and I really need to kind of pack some protein into my diet. This is a perfect way to do it. My second recipe has several variations that you can customize, but it's the keto version basically. So what you do is, again, you have your approximately 16-ounce jar, you have about 8 ounces of your iced coffee, and you have ice. And then here's the keto part. If you like it rich and creamy and you're not worried about dairy, then I would just go straight up half and half. It's gonna make it super rich, super creamy. I personally enjoy it without any sweetener, and it has 1 gram of carbs per 2 tablespoons. So you're going to start, you're gonna have a little bit more than 2 tablespoons, obviously, but you're gonna have virtually no carbs, and it's 40 calories per 2 tablespoons as well. So even if you doubled that and had 4 tablespoons, you're still keeping an 80-calorie drink. The other option would be something more vegan friendly or lactose free, dairy free. I currently have a Chobani oat milk that I really like and enjoy. You can actually get plain ones so that they have even fewer carbs. But if you're interested in a non-dairy version, I would really suggest trying oat milk. For some reason, it just seems to be a little bit creamier. It has more body and it holds up a little bit better than I think of a lot of like the almond milks, things like that. So either one of those is fine. If you can't do without that sweetness, then you're gonna want to add something like a stevia or a monk fruit. Both of them basically have 0 calories, but I will caution you on the stevia. I have seen many that have additives, including milk powder. So make sure you find one that suits your personal needs. But I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna add monk fruit today because it's a little bit unique. So if I want some monk fruit, I take approximately a teaspoon. And if you're gonna do monk fruit, it's granulated similar to sugar, but I found that it actually dissolves a little bit faster than sugar, so it still works with a cold drink. So in this case, I take my empty jar, I put the monk fruit in it, then I add my coffee without the ice, add the coffee in there. Again, it fills it up about halfway, and then you can take a teaspoon or whatever you've got and stir that through so that you don't have too many grains. Just make sure, you know, you can kind of not see it anymore. And then from here, you add your ice, and then you get it pretty full. And today, I think I'm going to use half and half. And I'm not gonna fill it all the way, because if I filled it all the way, I'm gonna have like 3/4 of a cup of half and half. That's a little bit too rich and creamy for me, but I don't need too much caffeine today. So I'm just going to kind of fill it until I'm excited about the color. And there I go. And of course you can adjust and add even more coffee or more ice, but I added approximately 2 to 3 tablespoons there. Stir that up. And there you have it. You have a very low calorie and almost 0 sugar, actually almost 0 sugar, yes, because even the half and half is low in that. And look at the color on that one. Let's see if I can get it to, isn't that beautiful with the half and half? And again, the Chobani or the oat milk, if you use that, it isn't of course going to be this rich and creamy, but I thoroughly enjoy this, and I actually purchased the vanilla brands because it's a little bit sweeter and it has just a little bit more flavor to it. But again, you can add any oat milk that you like, and that's great. Okay, recipe number 2, my keto version. And last but not least, this wouldn't be complete if I didn't have some form of a blended iced coffee. Now in this case, it does have dairy in it. I am using a whey protein. You can, of course, use any vegetarian or plant-based protein, but in my personal experience, I have yet to find one that I really enjoy drinking. So right now, I'm just sticking with a good whey protein. And this one is our current household favorite because it is vanilla ice cream flavored. So you can imagine what that's gonna taste like with some iced coffee in it. So this one's going to require a blender because you are going to add ice and it needs to be crushed up and blended. Again, you're going to need 8 ounces of your iced coffee. You're going to need whatever it says to add based on your protein. I believe this one is 1 scoop for 8 ounces of your favorite beverage to add to it. And then of course, I like to add just a little bit more to my blended drinks whenever possible. So I have chosen to add flaxseed to this one today. And then I've been using Vital Proteins with the collagen peptides. So I usually put 1 scoop in the morning in a hot coffee, and then I'm gonna put 1 scoop today in my blended iced coffee protein drink. So let's add the ice. I'm gonna add approximately 1 cup of ice. Then I'm going to add my iced coffee. Then I'm going to add my flaxseed. I'm only going to do about 1 tablespoon today because I don't want it to get too grainy. You can omit this if you're not into this sort of thing. I'm going to add 1 scoop of my collagen peptides. And then to that, 1 scoop of my protein powder. If you wanted to even go further, you could put a banana or something else in it, but I kind of like it just like this because the protein powder and the flaxseed blends it up and thickens it up, and I really just don't want anything else in it today. So I'm gonna blend this up and I'll show you the end result. Okay, I had that blended up really nicely, and for this I'm going to use a much larger glass because you have 8 ounces of your coffee and then of course another 8 ounces or so of ice, and then all that goodness in there. So look at that, and I have a really old blender, and it's still, if you just work on it, oh, nice, rich, thick, icy, perfect. Look at that. Who doesn't want to drink that? So this looks like a beautiful treat, but actually it could be a meal replacement or a post-workout awesome shake. And there you go. Cheers. So that does it for my iced coffee mini series and how to make it much healthier and more protein packed 3 ways. I hope that this is helpful to you and that you enjoy the recipes. Please let me know how you've experimented with your iced coffee, what your favorite go-tos are to add into it, and if you like it more on the slushy side or if you like to straight up iced coffee. Put any of those comments below. I'd love to hear back from you, and until next time, have a great day.